Hey guys, just wanted to send you a little update on the price book. We've been doing some reviews and now we've got some more product requests being added and stuff like that. One of the things we realized was when we first set up the database, we had multiple items that were across different categories but had different SKU codes. So, for example, things like timber, you would notice it appears in beams and plates, walls and lintels, ceiling joists and roof framing, and floors and decks. But the old version of how we were separating them was that you'd basically have to have a different SKU code for all 4 times. But what this led to was repeated entering of costs, and meaning you're basically having to update 4 different SKU codes for the one item. So what we've been working on the last few weeks, which we're now ready to release, is we've combined that so that it's one item, one SKU code, but we can still separate into the different categories. So I'll show you an example of how that's going to work really well with Wonderbuild now. For instance, if I search for something like 45, it's just structural frame supply, and it's all the different items in there, but they're all the same. The one SKU code for the 19045, and then different treatments, but there's not 3 different SKU codes for 19045 anymore. So what that means on a practical level from with Wonderbuild is that if I go add price list and I go update April 25, that's going to be my in-house one. Create options, upload price list, find my here, code, SKU code, costing item, cost code, unit measure, notes, cost type. What it means is, number one, we've reduced the number of items as well, because now we've got rid of duplicates, so there's a lot less to manage. But if I go to estimations and I'll go to, I don't know, just pick this job here, costing, I'll remove all these items in here. And now when I go to import from spreadsheet, and I'll find an example of a job that's been released that way. So come in here, price item SKU, import that. So as per usual, if this is the first time you've imported items, even though it's $0, it'll still show you where things are linked. But what I want to show you is things like if I go to concrete supply, so I've got 32 MPa concrete, piers or footings split across both. Now, before, what would happen is you'd have to update the price for each, so there'd be one for piers and one for footings in there. Whereas now, what I can do is, if I come in and go edit, change the price of this to, say, 320 a cubic meter, update, close, update, it's priced both categories for me. Because it's now, even though they're split into 2 different categories, it is the same unit, the same SKU code. So same, for instance, when we look at things like, if I come in here and I go, so in my floor frame, I've got 130/45 LVL and 170. So say if I come in and go, all right, 130/45 LVL, I'm going to find the price from that. And you know what, I'm just going to go to Bunnings price list and go 30/45 LVL. Cool, so it's $34.80 a meter. So I'm actually going to copy that web link. I'm going to come in here and go, make it $35 a meter. My trader is going to go based on Bunnings list and paste the link in there. So now I can have access to it. I'm going to go update, close, and then I'll do the same for, I'll find 7045 LVL. Go here, and that's $46 a meter. So I'll copy that link to $6 based on Bunnings. Paste the link to the product in there. Update. Close. Update that. But look, across my beams and plates, I've also got those two sizes in there. And across my roof framing, I've got those two sizes, and in here. So I've only had to do it once, and it's repeated across that. So this is going to make life heaps easier for you guys to manage. There's going to be way less SKU codes to worry about. And the best part is we haven't created these as brand new codes. We've reused codes that we already had in there, so you don't actually need to change anything about your process. It's just how it's going to come through, and it's going to be less data to manage. So you can see here from literally updating, like I've done 3 items. So I've done the cost of the concrete. So I've got, my slab. It's updated my slab cost, my piers, and my footings cost. So I've done those 3, and I can do things like drag where I want that slabs to come down into to be more down, after the footings. So now all together. So from literally pricing 3 items, and the two timber cost items, I've actually priced 50 grand of this job already. So the more I work through, the more repetitive. So even things like reinforcing, I've got N12 bar come in a couple of times. So N12 rod, N12 rod, N20 rod, so N16, N12. So now I should be able to price these once, and it should repeat all the way through. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're getting tighter and tighter with this stuff. Please, any more feedback, any more suggestions that we can add in, please let us know. Otherwise, hopefully this makes life a lot easier for you guys. Appreciate it. Cheers.